Greeting to all our viewers. You are watching your press review on Dakaractu with Chaine, journalist. In politics, the president of Senegal, Diomaye, kept his promise. The fourth edition of the National Dialogue officially opened this Tuesday, May 28, at the Diomaye International Conference Center, Visite, and is supposed to extend into June 4, 2024. At the end of the discussion, the statute of magistrate, the organization and functioning of the Superior Council of Magistracy, the dematerialization of the public service of justice, the legal and institutional framework of the present administration, the condition of detention and preparation for the social regulatory of prisoners, the regime of deprivation of the liberty and the care of children in danger or in conflict with the law. Details also of the time of the criminal trial and the criminal section regime will also at the heart of the discussion, and point is close to the heart of the tenant of this regime, most of whom have had trouble with the law. Very recently, the head of state, Diomaye, visited Mali and Burkina Faso this Thursday, May 30. This is also the first visit to the Alliance of Sahel States, which brings together Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, all governed by military regimes that came to power through rebellion. First in Bamako in Mali, the president of Senegalese Republic Revue, alongside with the counterpart of the transition, President Assimi Goïta, the bilateral cooperation between the two countries, and also discussed integration issue in the West African sub-region. Then, in Burkina Faso territory, according to the press release from the Communication Directorate of the Presidency of Faso, the two heads of state, who this time are Diomaye and Ibrahim Traoré, focused on subjects of interest common to both peoples. This visit to Burkina Faso is part of a dynamic of strengthening history ties, good neighborhood, fraternity, friendship, solidarity, and multifaceted cooperation. In society, there is a concern and agitation in the media sector with the summon and arrest of journalists increasing. Even recently, the Coordination of Presse Association published a press release in which it said to be sorry and saddened by the circumstances, especially since it happened only less than 2 months after the new president takes office, a regime whose main leaders have become living symbols of these repressive and retrograde laws against freedom of expression. We heard about the detention of the publishing director of the Tribune newspaper, Pape Moussa Traoré, after this hearing on the article concerning the affair of the excitement of General Souleymane Kandé, an arrest which caused a lot of noise until his recent release. Speaking of the General Souleymane Kandé, according to the online newspaper AfricaConfidential.com, which provide the information, the new power will transfer the General Chief of Staff of Army in New Delhi to India by adopting the function of military attaché, a decision that the unsuccessful candidate Thierno Alassane Sall, who considered this general as one of the most respected men of Republican Army, criticized by citing that we are closer to a typical case of banishment of cumbersome officer. General Souleymane Kandé was replaced on Tuesday by General Maguette Ndiaye. In international information, we start in Chad with alleged secret detention report by the organization Amnesty International. Indeed, the international organization has been invoking a repressive scheme targeting supporters of the opposition in Chad for more than 3 years. The right of 26 detainees continue to be flagrantly violated, and Amnesty urged the Chadian authority to respect human rights. In particular, they should be released without any delay if they are not rapidly charged with any offense and tried in compliance with international standards of fair trials. Western capitals and international organizations have called for an independent investigation to elucidate the case of the death of Mr. Diallo. It's in vain for now. In Cameroon, it was the video that made the round of social media, the one presenting the strong tension between Samuel Eto'o, the former football star and now president of Cameroonian Football Federation, and Mark Bryce, the new coach and the representative, the Ministry of Sport. In this image, we first see Samuel Eto'o and Cyril Tolo, technical advisor to the Ministry of Sport, having a head conversation. Then we new Belgian coach Prince. According to the local media, Samuel Eto'o attacked Cyril Tolo for prohibit a one-on-one conversation exchange between him and Prince, an altercation which put the president of FEGAFOOT beside himself, vigorously assert his authority. Later, precisely on Thursday, June 13, the president of FEGAFOOT will apologize for such action. Now, in the United States of America, since Thursday, Donald Trump has been the first ex-president in the history of the country to be found criminally guilty, following a trial for hiding payment to ex-rated movie star, and earthquake for the billionaire who called himself innocent in the middle of race for the White House. However, this verdict will not prevent the Republican champion from being a candidate in a presidential election on November 5 and get Democrat Joe Biden event of prison sentence. The sentence will be pronounced on July 11 by the Manhattan court judge 4 days before the Republican Party convention, which is to inaugurate Donald Trump. And finally, in South Africa, at the height of the electoral period, the African National Congress Party found itself in a bad position after 30 years of power, according to the results communicated by the Electoral Commission. With 35% of the vote recorded shortly, the African National Congress was placed below the fateful 50% mark with 42.3% of the voters cast. Final results are not expected until Saturday at the earliest, but these partial results have so far been updated according to the forecast of expert and opinion survey of recent week. After 30 years of unwavering loyalty to the ANC, which liberated South Africa from racist apartheid regime, voters are expected to make an end to Nelson Mandela Party lose for the first time its historical majority. We are at the end of the press review on Dakaractu. It was Chancellor Florence, journalist. Have a wonderful weekend and see you next time.